David Jaffe has been providing mountains of content the last couple days. This guy has been having a literal liberal fucking meltdown on social media. He's just lashing out. He's going into these weird rants. I can't believe this is the guy that created God of War. He's been reduced to a laughing stock, and now he's melting down and spazzing out because Vara Dark has absolutely buried him on Twitter. I'm gonna look at this article from Fandom Pulse that covers it up in a nice little Christmas package because there's just a lot to go over here. So, if you're not familiar, this is David Jaffe. He's had some really weird takes. I think he's beyond woke. He's beyond extreme left. I think he's really like seriously like not home. Not all there. The lights are on, but nobody's home. So, yeah, he had a total meltdown after he was roasted by Vara Dark. It said in a recent video upload covering Fandom Pulse's article where Jaffe blamed so-called YouTube grifters for killing Dragon Age of Veilguard and compared transgenderism to being black. So, yeah, he was blaming grifters for killing Dragon Age Veilguard. Never mind that nobody wants woke nonsense in video games or top surgery scars or being told about what happens when you misgender somebody incorrectly. Nobody wants this stuff in our video games. That's why Dragon Age has failed. And it's so sad to see somebody that, again, made one of the greatest video game franchises of all time. And now he's pandering to a modern audience. And let's be honest, and I don't want to bring kids into it, but it's because he's failed as a parent. He has multiple children that are transgender, that are suffering from this whole woke ideology nonsense of being able to pretend that you're something that you're not gender-wise, and he enables it. He enables it. So going on, this says, Vara Dark said, Jaffe is salty. Average people can take to social media and voice their opinions, and he's getting angry that companies may start actually listening to gamers after the multiple failures they've had over the years. And now, of course, he's blaming YouTube grifters for killing Dragon Age of Veilguard when it was simply a trash game. And that's the thing is, this whole term of somebody being a grifter, that's a baseless insult that these people use. In fact, Osmond Gold, which we'll go to a take that he had recently, had a pretty good fucking take. He said, recently I've added the word grifter to the long list of words that, when used, I take the person using it less seriously. And that's same too. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, okay, this is just a whiny crybaby, a snowflake that wants to be in their echo chamber and they want to be right no matter what. They have no intellect. And then he goes on to say, formerly a word used to define a scammer is now redefined with the intent of character assassination towards anyone whose opinions differ from their own. And I wrote, agreed, grifter has lost its meaning and become a lazy insult to shut down opposing views without real discussion. So back to the article that we're looking at right here. Later in the video, Dark noted that she has a history of Jaffe. A lot of us actually do. He tried to comment one of my videos where I gave a take based on something that he said. I think it was Starfield related. I don't remember. I think it had to do with the pronouns in Starfield. And he had just a weird take, and I took it. And he took offense, commented all this, wanted me to go on his show or come on my show. It just, whatever. This dude's lost it. If you go to any of his YouTube live streams, this guy's just like, he's not all there. So she said he made a video about me in the past, which I couldn't help but laugh at because how ridiculous he sounded. He made this video because I said Alyssa Mercante, who we call Alyssa Voldemort now, making jokes about the Trump attempted assassination wasn't funny, and how David here said that he thought it was kind of suspicious and might have been staged, and that wasn't cool. So yeah, he was saying the shooting, the assassination attempt of Trump was possibly staged. And then Alyssa was making a laugh about it, saying it was a stormtrooper that was the shooter, amongst other people getting called out, right? This goes on to say, but he whipped out a book about the WWE and Vince McMahon and said, oh, there's a lot of information about Trump in here and how he's good at understanding an audience and entertaining a crowd. But that's literally anyone in life. Let's be honest, she continued, and every single political candidate is just trying to convince you to vote for them. Trump is just extremely good at it, but at the end of the day, every single politician is like this. But instead, he decides to single out Trump, which is absurd. He also said, oh, he's older than me, so he knows more about politics than I do, and that I should go fuck myself. So the one interaction, I guess we'll call it, wasn't very great. But I'm one of the grifters he's calling out, even though his definition of a grifter is someone sitting online making videos about talking about a game when he's literally doing the same exact thing. That's what they won't tell you guys. You're only grifter if you disagree with the game that they like. So since these wokies like Dragon Age Veilguard, you're a grifter if you're saying bad things about the game that you want it to fail. You're also a chud. That's another word that I don't like. But yeah, to try to say that the assassination was staged and that just because you're older than Vara Dark, you know more about her, that was a terrible fucking take. So here's what it goes on to say. And here it says, Jaffe completely melted down in a video response to Dark. First, he responded to her comments about the book. There's a book. I had the author on my show. It's called Ringmaster, and it's a great book. There's an entire chapter about the relationship between sex creep offenders. Some of the shit he's alleged to have done, Vince McMahon and Donald Trump. So alleged doesn't mean that they did it. I don't know why people think alleged means that you were guilty. Alleged means that you did something. Right? Him and Vince McMahon have a close relationship. They talk a lot, and he breaks it down into how Vince McMahon's tactics of building up an audience and staging things in kayfabe, which again, look into it, is being, according to the author, replicated as Trump was a president, ran for president, and ran for president again. He then condescendingly said, just read a little bit. You got to do research, lady. That's what they always do. Oh, you don't do research. They get condescending about your age and your intellect and stuff. That when you won the battle against a Wokey, that's when they go into your lack of research. They all do that, right? He said, I didn't just pull out some rando book on the WB. I pulled out a book about the fucking thing I was speaking about. So he's still insisting that Trump faked the assassination. What a deranged weirdo here, dude. A complete lunatic. Like, oh, you're able to arrange and stage a bullet going through somebody's ear from hundreds of yards away. Fucking retard. I cannot believe this guy made God of War. Now he's walking it back saying, do I think Trump's assassination was staged? I don't know, but I'll make a deal with you. If you think that's beyond the pale and hard to believe, I don't know, then you guys talking about hell, go back to Barack Obama not being a citizen. You guys talking about kids going to school and coming home at different sex. Do you really want to go toe-to-toe with which political party Vara offers up a trove of horseshit? Who's got the most horseshit? I mean, you're not educated enough. You're not bright enough, Vara, to talk to me or to talk about what I talk about. You're just not. So he's discounting, trying to invalidate her. Saying that Barack was not born in a different, and you know, in the United States, that he's born in a different country, while that might not be factually correct or it might be speculation, it's a hell of a lot of a more reasonable argument than saying that somebody faked their assassination. Just logistics-wise. And again, he's being completely sexist here against Vara Dark. He's doing exactly what liberal women accuse straight white men of doing, and that's being sexist towards a woman just because they're having an opinion. He's literally trying to invalidate what she's saying, oh, you're not educated enough. You're not bright enough. So you're treating her like she's a bimbo? You don't have respect for her because she's a woman? So next it says, Jaffe took issue with Dark's comments about how she defined grifters. Is that my definition of a grifter? Where are you getting that, Vara Dark, from? Again, Vara, I'm going to have to give you a little bit of an education here. Jaffe's definition of a grifter is literally sitting online talking about games. You don't believe me, not a problem. Vara Dark, here with all the facts. So he's just going off, right? And then I guess he played an unfunny clip attempting to mock Vara, saying, I've never defined grifter as that. A grifter is someone who makes money off people by lying to them. That's what they do. A grifter is not someone who sits in front of a camera and talks about video games. So there's this thing where people say that anybody that's a rage bait right-wing grifter is lying to their audience because they don't respect you guys. That you guys, the audience that watch us, they think you are trailer park trash, lower common denomination type of stuff where you have no train of thought, no intellectual, no ability to think for yourselves, that you guys open the Weekly World News and believe what you see, when it's completely opposite of that. The reason why these people get upset is because we're able to open our eyes. We're able to look at other avenues and angles instead of just taking the fucking slop that the woke tards fucking consume from the mainstream media and from their politicians. We question it. But these guys are upset because we're not in that echo chamber. They're literally in a tunnel vision echo chamber and they can't comprehend that. So they twist it around and project saying that we're lying to our audiences to make money when we're not. I've never lied. Everything that I say on here, I fucking believe and I will put out there to my audience. That's what a platform is. Just because you're delusional, that means somebody that doesn't believe what you're believing in is wrong. Get out of here. So going on, he says, you just don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. You're in that chair, Vara, because of your hair, your face, your gender. So now he's saying because she's a pretty girl, that's why she has the platform that she has. He's totally downplaying it. He's saying that's fine, by the way. There's no problem with that. I don't deny anyone making money, building an audience off of things they got. But let's be clear. So far, my encounters with you online, you're a mental lightweight, and that's fine. People have all kinds of, you know what I'm bad at, Vara? I'm bad at math. So he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand. This goes on to say his entire video is projection, right? He goes on to this weird thing about Ukraine and NASA and I don't know, dude. He's completely fucking lost it. He's a total spaz, and he's continuing to embarrass himself on Twitter, actually. If I go to it real quick, I just tweeted out something that I saw somebody push out. Matter of fact, here we go. Sayal, shout outs to Sayal. Let's go ahead. We'll make this bigger so you guys can see it. Check this out.
Dark. You just don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. You are in that chair, Vara, because of your hair and your face and your gender. And dark. You just don't.
So yeah, he's absolutely insane. Says, let them teach you what it's okay to say, the right way to be progressive and tolerant, then extend that kindness back to them. Right? It's only progressive and tolerant when they defend their mentally ill ilk. Other than that, it's free game. Or let's just say this, there's never been any tolerance for any of this. It's just to drive political agenda. And yeah, this is chauvinistic. By definition, this is chauvinistic, right? This is by definition chauvinistic. So he's having a complete other embarrassing fucking meltdown. Over Vara Dark clapping back at him. He's so weak. This dude is so weak. Even Osmond Gold's covering this at this point in time. Calling him out. Like, check this out.
It's the new word that people use because, like, racist doesn't work anymore. And so the idea of grifting, so, like, you have to understand, like, grifting means that you're effectively, like, lying to people for money. So the implication is it's basically like a form of character assassination where they imply that you only have viewpoints because they're financially beneficial. And so that implicitly devalues your opinions. That's what he's trying to do. Right?
They have no logic in any of the arguments. So they go to the easiest route. Oh, you're just lying to your audience for money. You're just full of shit. You don't believe what you're talking about. So David has been embarrassing. If you want entertainment, guys, go to his Twitter. Take a look at what he's saying, because I can't believe that guy made God of War.